What is this one sexual fact everyone would benefit knowing? Wash your ducking hands before you put them inside someone. I'll do you a better one. Wash everything you put inside someone. I'll do you one better. Wash everything including someone. Don't go to Pooh's house and be surprised when Pooh is home. Oh bother. And if Pooh's there, make sure Pooh doesn't get into the honey jar. Even if Pooh isn't there, don't go into the honey jar until you've washed up. It's just me, Christopher Throbin. Edit. Wow. Thank you for the awards. That was so cool to open my phone too. Pee after sex. If you do get a UTI, meant to, get it treated, or it can lead to kidney failure. Please stay well. Better communication equals better sex. If you know what they want, you can do it for them. Mind reading makes things complicated and usually worse. Edit. Well, this is probably my best word/upvote ratio. Thanks for the awards, kind strangers. Yes, this is absolutely correct. I'm stunned by how many people don't communicate. This includes people in a relationship. I used to say I have a foolproof plan on learning a woman's pleasure zones and those zones that'll get you smacked if you tickle there. Of course everybody smirks and says sure, okay, what is this magical plan? I reply, I ask. Edit. Thank you everyone for your kindness and the awards. Clitoral stimulation is not just to trigger finger as fast as you can. I can't speak for everyone, because maybe that works for some people, but plenty of others need variation. Change rhythms, change up the pressure, try different things, until you figure out what works. Looks like Java development. See how she react? Whatever insanely weird thing you're into, you're definitely not alone. If I've learned nothing else from Reddit, I've learned that doesn't matter what niche sexual or non-sexual quirk, experience, or interest I have, someone else is also interested in, or has experienced it. If a woman is clearly enjoying what you're doing, don't go faster or harder immediately. She was enjoying what you did before for a reason. The trouble is it's kind of like walking. I'm doing it at that pace, but once you put my mental focus on it, my pace changes. You don't always have to duck her hard. In fact, sometimes that's not right to do. Sometimes you have to make some love. And I can give her some smooches too. Foreplay is important. I'm into that. My wife wants to skip it all the time and that makes sex boring sometimes. If she's like me, she wants to be quick, so the kids don't interrupt. But I agree, it's not as much fun. Tell them you're taking a nap, and when you get up you are starting chores. The male orgasm does not end at the point of ejaculation, but a few seconds after. If you're pleasing your man and he ejaculates, do not immediately stop. An ex of mine, when giving oral, would keep going long. After I got off, she basically kept going until I couldn't take it anymore. It was amazing. And so is she single or? I also choose this guy's XGF. Harder, faster, and deeper isn't always the way to go. Passion is key. Harder, better, faster, stronger. Work it, make it, do it, make sus. Anal sex doesn't just happen spontaneously. You gotta do some prep. Tell that to the bottle of wine. The first time with every girl who's wanted this, at least for me, she's gotten kinda drunk, gone hey, we are both drunk, let's try anal, and every single ducking time it gets to the point of no return and I have to say, babe, I think we missed a vital step. Never go ass to wussy without changing the condom or thoroughly cleaning yourself. You're transferring bacteria from one place to another, meaning someone is in for one hell of an infection. I always wondered how they get away with doing that in porn. Do women put something inside first, like spermicide but for ass germs? I believe it's a combination of fully evacuating the day before, fasting the day of shooting, and thorough cleaning with enemas. I've got one for the girls. When you're having your wussy eaten, get some pillows behind your back and sit up a little. You'll get a much better experience than lying flat on your back. And it's sexy as hell for the person doing the eating, because I'm a guy, can look at your face/eyes for positive feedback. During sexual intercourse, in addition to the genitals and breasts, the nose also swells. Oh my goddies, that's why I sneeze when I'm turned on sometimes. Are you serious? I really thought my wife was the only person in the world that does that. Huh, achoo. Me, lol, busted. Let's go. Huh, damn it. Oh, okay. Porn is not real. I'm going to expand on this a bit. The positions you see in porn look good on camera, but are not exactly great in real life. Having her stand on her head while you piston down from the side? She's taking a 5-minute break for every 30 seconds of usable footage. Missionary position? Boring to watch on screen, but it feels great for both participants. Doggy style? Actually, yeah, looks good on screen and feels good too. Go for it. Guys, moan. Express pleasure. Ducking emote. For years I thought being the silent stud was somehow making me more attractive, but as soon as I let go of this idea my sex got 1000x better. For a lot of people, hearing that they are gratifying you is a huge turn on for them. You'd also be surprised how much better it feels for you. Together that creates a feedback loop and my oh my. Ducking emote. T-poses over the edge of the bed. Because there is an increase in blood circulation around the genitals during a woman's period, she may experience more powerful orgasms during this time. Jet your overalls on boys, this one might be messy. Very important, if a lady is wide open when you're just starting it means she's aroused and ready. It doesn't mean she's a used up whore. The vagina has its own form of erection, and that's opening up and wet af. You're doing good. No such thing as being used up, even when you are a whore. If anything, those of us who orgasm frequently have stronger vaginal muscles. Generally speaking, women doesn't get more looser through use. What's stupid is people only say this if she is having sex with different dudes. Nobody ever says this about a woman banging her husband 6 times a week. A vagina is not a glove. 1 finger will do, maybe 2, but don't try and get all 5 inches. You're not Odge at his trial. You're not Odge at his trial. But what if the glove does fit? Where the clit is at? What does the female vagina look like? Technically, I'm in human resources, and he was asking about human anatomy. I'm just said the public school system failed him so badly. Hey, that's my line. Porn is, in general, a terrible way for men to learn what women like during sex. Likewise, Cosmo articles are a terrible way for women to learn what men like during sex. Also, there is no guarantee for what everyone likes anyway because everyone's different. Your ex may have loved something your new partner is completely squicked out by. Talk it out and just accept it's going to take a bit of trial and error to get it right. And learn to laugh about it, even during. Sex can be silly and funny and still hot. Sex is like pizza. If you're gonna use BBQ sauce, you better know what the duck you're doing. So I'm sitting there, barbecue sauce on my titties. Pillow under the lower back, and hand on the stomach, while eating someone out. Edit. Basically a hard or stable pillow must be below the lower back, so that it gives more angles to work with. This feels better for the person you're eating out. Also push down on the lower stomach, where the bladder is, so that you can access the G-spot better, and pushing down on the bladder just feels good in general for both men and women. Because it pushes on the clitoris and G-spot, but this works best with a full bladder. Nipple play is great too. Just caress her nipples while fingering her. It gives more stimulation. Hand on stomach. Just below the belly button, like you're pushing on the bladder. If you're fingering, it makes the G-spot more accessible. The reason that it makes the G-spot more accessible and provides more pleasure in general is because the clitoris actually travels that far up in the female body. When pressing down there, you're applying pressure to the internal part of the clitoris, and it can provide loads of wonderful stimulation for a partner. Also makes for stronger orgasms. Flexing your butt muscles before you're about to finish will stop you from doing so and let you last longer. Also it makes your butt look rad for her husband when he walks in on you. And the old plot twist. Asa for the men, don't try to last longer when getting a blowjob. My jaw starts hurting fairly quickly. Just because you can't get hard/wet doesn't mean that you're not feeling it or that you feel a bad way towards your partner. You can be the horniest you've ever been, but sometimes the body will just kinda do whatever the duck it wants and not physically prepare itself. It happens to a lot, if not most people from time to time. It doesn't make you a bad person or partner. Anatomy can just get weird. Arousal non-concordance. Similarly, just because a woman is wet it doesn't necessarily mean she's into it. The research shows that women's genitals react to anything that is sexually relevant. So ask her if she's into it and don't challenge her if she says she isn't, because the fact that she's wet says otherwise. If you're afraid to talk about something in sex or too shy to ask to put on a condom or do something else, maybe you're not ready to have sex with them. COMMUNICATION=SEXY. Not only can some male mantises continue mating, even while being attacked by their female counterparts, some males are able to mount a female and initiate mating, even after getting their heads completely bitten off. I read manatees was very confused and impressed. Same thing with human men. If you regularly ejaculate prematurely, it could be because of a prostate issue. A wizard never ejaculates early or late. He comes precisely when he means to. Men have just as much right to say no to having sex. Sex is supposed to be fun. People need to stop taking it so seriously. Close your eyes and think of England. 1 for women, use cold water to wash semen off. 1 for men, hold your thigh muscles clenched to get rid of an unwanted erection. Most women can't finish from penetration alone. So ladies, stop feeling bad about it. And gentlemen, stop relying on your dick alone to pleasure them. I actually felt quite bad for a while cause of this reason. One of my friends could, she was the only one I talked about sex openly, and I felt extremely weird and out of place for not being able to the point I read about it both on the internet and books. I imagine feeling desperate in the matter is not uncommon. Yeah, neither of them helped in clearing up the misconceptions. Even the articles written by women for women have many of them. The book I read was from the 90s on sexual psychology, and it baffles me now how little attention was put into studying women's orgasm. Basically it said that everyone can experience vaginal orgasm to some extent, and those who absolutely don't have some sort of a problem. Needless to say, most of my partners didn't really put much effort into finding the clit either. Even though one time I specifically showed it, it was left abandoned really quickly lol. So girls, don't feel bad about it. It's okay. It's normal, and porn is just as much as at fault as sex ed for not informing you about it. Making love is like playing Yu-Gi-Oh. You need to find a flat surface, you need to take turns, and it's normal to feel ashamed after. A woman's cervix moves. It's higher up when a woman is ovulating and drops lower when she's about to get her period. It also gets firmer as it drops, so during some times of the month, you can hit it with your penis and other times you won't. Hitting it doesn't feel good, it hurts. So if you think you're awesome because you're hitting some mystery spot at the back of the vagina, you're not. It's a cervix. Think about it like it's the moon. The cervix waxes and wanes through the month. Either way, don't punch the man in the moon's eye with your dick. Lube is your friend and definitely helps the process. If it's their first time, be ducking gentle and make sure you keep them comfortable and turned on. As a girl, it was ducking difficult to keep my muscles from just pushing him out because I've always been too tense to have anything inserted pain-free, tampons and gynecological swabs included. The one thing that always made me stop tensing up, however, was him communicating and saying things to keep me turned on. It actually helps the vagina lubricate and accept penetration more comfortably because it is Q muscle, and mentally it took all of my stress away. Even then, it took months of work and experimenting with positions to get to a place where it wasn't difficult. For those needing to adjust expectations, the average length of an erect penis is 5.16 inches. Not 7, not 9, not 10, 5.16 inches. You don't owe anyone sex or sexual intimacy. Your body belongs to you, and you don't have to have sex unless you want to. Don't let that other person / those other people pressure you into sexual encounters. I'm listing that sexual fact because everyone would benefit from knowing that, including children who are much too young to have sex. The clit is like the female dick. If you don't do anything to it, she probably won't orgasm, regardless of how big your dick is or how proud of it you are. Know your kinks and your hard / soft limits. You do not need to step outside of your boundaries for someone else. A blue whale produces about 20 L of sperm each time it ejaculates. And people wonder why the ocean is salty. I kind of wonder who wanked off a blue whale to find this out. They blew him. You can actually talk to the person you're having sex with and most likely the other person will appreciate it. So, how's your day been? Do you come here often? No means no. The Bill Cosby loophole was making it so his victims couldn't say no. Remember people, don't drug and rape people. Don't be like the rapist Bill Cosby. If sex hurts, go get checked by a doctor. Sex isn't supposed to hurt. Applies to all people. If done right, oral can be better than ducking. Only had one dude that was better at ducking me than oral, so 95% of the time, this is correct for me. Masturbation has health benefits. Men, helps prevent testicular cancer, prostate cancer, heart disease, increases blood flow, increases immune system. Women, helps prevent ovarian cancer, breast cancer, heart disease, increases blood flow, increases immune system. Done at least once a week. What about several times a day? You become immune to every virus and even cancer. Condoms have limited effectiveness in preventing the spread of herpes because a person with HSV-2 may share the virus from areas that condoms don't cover. 12.1% of people ages 14 to 49 have genital herpes. Many don't know it because they don't have symptoms or they have mild symptoms. Aftercare is important for all genders, making sure that someone afterwards doesn't feel used up. Even if you've been in a relationship with them for a long time, cuddles and kisses, watching a movie, taking a shower together, that is all important to still feeling loved and secure after the fact. Sex can last longer if you actually try to please your partner before sticking it in. Dudes, clip your nails before sex. Fingers and toes. You never want to stab her from the inside or out. Edit and file them. Can't forget that. Just be groomed in general. You're never going to be great right away. Keep at it, and sex can get better as you get older. Men cannot be tested for HPV unless there's a visible outbreak. So I don't care how old you are or your gender, get the HPV vaccine. Also pee after 6, always. If lesbians can have fun doing it, then there is no such thing as too small. Where the clitoris is. I'm not saying I know, but would definitely benefit from it if I did. Don't use porn as education. Making love to a woman or man in real life is very different. The vaginal canal actually has very few nerve endings. Many women have very little, or even no feeling inside except for when you're rubbing their G-spot. If you think about it, it makes sense. A woman will probably at some point in her life have to push a full baby out of her vagina, so not an ideal spot for a ton of nerve endings. If you're looking to stimulate a woman, try to do more rubbing and grinding actions, rather than jackhammering in and out of her. If it didn't work today, doesn't mean it won't work tomorrow. I'm saying this especially for the sake of older men who worry about that. Find somebody non-judgmental and don't forget to play. Antibiotics make birth control pills less effective. Use extra protection while you're on antibiotics and for a few days after, or even until your next cycle. I'm not a gynecologist. It's not a race. Take a day off with your partner and spend a few hours exploring each other's bodies. 1. It's hot. 2. It builds trust. 3. You learn a lot that the other person may not have known outright. 4. You learn to stop racing to the finish. Edited because this started with fellas. Then I realized this is more general and not gender specific. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe to my channel for more curated daily Reddit stories.